Fanboy, 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 fanboy. Dead Rising 3 is the greatest game of 2013. That's right, Dead Rising 3 is the game of the year, and my gosh, the scores have been absolutely astounding. They've been phenomenal. Most critically praised game of the year for sure. Dead Rising 3, you know, this was a highly anticipated third installment. What an epic trilogy. I mean, the third game easily the best though. You know, it's like the first one set the tone way back in 06. That was a 360 exclusive. You know, great 360 type of game, and it really showed the capabilities and really helped, you know, put the 360 on the map. And then the second one, Dead Rising 2, actually a pretty good game. Maybe not as special because it wasn't a 360 exclusive, you know, so it lost a lot of its specialness, a lot of the things that made it cool. But you know, Capcom really got back on track with this particular title. Matter of fact, it was developed by Capcom Vancouver, which is almost kind of ironic. You know, it's almost like a weird type of situation, you know, because it's Capcom is a Japanese company, but it had to take the Vancouver division to crank out an actual quality Capcom game. I mean, you know, Capcom has been kind of iffy. They've been releasing kind of weird titles, you know, just not nearly as good as they used to be. Nothing but piles of crap since like Resident Evil 4, you know, nothing but garbage games. You know, Street Fighter, you know, all these games sucked. And then Dead Rising came along, and that was like their best game ever made. You know, it's like they redeemed themselves. Probably the best zombie game ever. And then Dead Rising 3 is the greatest zombie title. You know, this is phenomenal. Xbox One Classic. This is the reason to get an X-Bizzle. You know, it's the reason to get the Xbox Uno. You know, it's like the killer app of 2013. This is basically the Halo. What Halo did for the original Xbox. Yeah, it's one of those must-have exclusives, and this is phenomenal. So let's get to the actual scores. By the way, this game is rated M for mature. So, you know, if you're under the age of 21, you know, you might not want to. You better be careful who you know, show this game to, or the little kids that might want to end up playing this. You know, it might be a little too violent. It's got a lot of mature themes to it. It's set 10 years following the events of Dead Rising 2, which is kind of strange because, you know, Dead Rising 2 was pretty modern. So it's like, if that's a modern game, I guess Dead Rising 3 would be like sort of a not too distant future. There's a character named Nick Ramos, is a young mechanic. He's got a mysterious past. Man, this game sounds so awesome. I mean, Globe and Mail gave it a perfect 100. It's a true next-gen game. Look no further than Dead Rising 3. It's a technological masterpiece that amply showcases the power of the Xbox One. It's also immensely and outrageously enjoyable. That's according to the Globe and Mail, from Toronto. I mean, you know, nothing but high praise, man. I mean, at least this game deserves at least a 9 point, maybe 9.8, 9.7, you know, something like that. Destructoid gave it a 90. For once, I actually felt overwhelmed in a zombie outbreak, which is an example of how next-gen technology can be used to do more than simply make things look better. Oh man, Dead Rising 3 is just absolutely incredible. Let's see, yeah, Game Informer, they even gave it a pretty high score too. An impressive display of big fun and a must-play for fans in the series. It's also a great demonstration of the outstanding capabilities of next gen, right out of the gate. Oh man, nothing but absolutely incredible scores. You know, 360 achievements gave it a 90, easily Microsoft's best launch title and very definition of a killer app. There you go. Yeah, this is an amazing classic right here. I mean, you know, destroying everything that came out, all the other crap that came out in 2013. 2013's been such a terrible year. You know, garbage like The Last of Us, Beyond Two Souls, GTA 5, you know, nothing but disappointing piles of feces. Xbox One has just completely outshined everything else that came out. You want to talk about open world, I mean, this is how it's done. Phoenix gave it a 10, Warden 70 gave it a 10, Fathers of Tears X gave it a 10, Spaz Bros gave it a perfect 10, oh my gosh. There's not much else I can say. I mean, this is a perfect game. Dead Rising 3, great graphics, excellent storyline, incredible open world gameplay, and the best zombie experience ever. Xbox One wins the console wars this generation for sure. It definitely won the launch wars, you know, as far as like, you know, which system is better when it came out. Xbox One gets it with Dead Rising 3. There's really not much else I can say. Everybody else gave it a perfect 10. Nobody's even giving it like a 9. I mean, I guess there might be some biased, you know, pathetic Station 4 fan losers that are giving it, you know, maybe a lower score, but that's it. Dead Rising 3 Game of the Year.